Hey everybody, welcome back. If you are here from my previous makeup declutter video, this is the right thing to watch because in the middle of editing that, I decided that if I put in my current makeup collection like after in the same video, it would be ridiculously long. So I'm jumping in here real quick to film a short intro letting you know that this is the video which I will show you what has been the result of my makeup decluttering, and vice versa. If you found this video first, go back and watch the other one which I talk about why I'm decluttering, my process, my thoughts, all of that. This is just kind of breaking up one long thing into two slightly shorter long things. Ignore everything else. I didn't plan on filming today, but regardless, I hope that you enjoy having a look through of what is my current Alex 9 drawer situation. That is the beauty tower that holds all of my makeup. I have a small collection of skincare which lives in the bathroom cabinet. I didn't count for those. I have plenty of space in my Alex drawers now, which I'm so excited about. The goal is, however, not to fill up those extra spaces, but I've started moving in some other items and products and stuff into the slightly emptier drawers, so now they're like sharing space with each other. Okay, enough talking. Let's show you what is my current makeup collection situation. Now the storage of my makeup products stayed more or less the same. I still have this acrylic tier up top. It's now much less filled than what it was. I simply have a few smaller size lip products in here, some samples, primers, BB cream. I like keeping my brushes like this. I find this works very well. I do have a brush roll that will come up later on in one of the drawers, but these are like my everyday grab and go, need to wash them kind of brush bucket, my brush bucket if you will. In here I have much less products, but the top is still more or less highlighters and base. Here are some eye products in the middle pull out, and the bottom are a few blushers and just cheek stuff in general. So these are kind of things I use if I need a quick grab and go. They still stay up here on the very top. Now I'm going to go through these drawer by drawer with you. Some of the drawers are much emptier than others, but as a whole, most of my drawers are loads more empty, but the organization and format, just like the acrylic set, is still more or less the same. So on the top, I have all of the single eyeshadows that I have kept, which are more of your everyday colors, just a bit of everything. I've swatched and checked that they are all still good and usable and fresh, so I'm keeping all of these. This is kind of like my top most used singles. I have some lash glue, I have eyeliner sharpeners, you know, little scissors, stuff like that. My lash case, do you guys still remember this? This is so old. I feel like I need a new one now, but this is a pill case that I use to store false lashes because I often will reuse my lashes multiple times, and it just works really well. I can keep a lot of different sets in here. So I've got that. Now this drawer, or this little container, has my eyelash curlers. I've gone down to just 2 lash curlers, 1 shoe and 1 Shiseido. I do use the shoe more often, but I thought it's good to have both. Some brow stuff. These are just all of my eyeliners. I've kept quite a few, but loads of them I've kept because of their color range, and only a few are just like your everyday staples. I have mascara in here as well. They're always just kind of on rotation. Eyelid primer. Ooh, I remember I forgot to use this. Gotta bust this out and try it out. So anyways, this is my liners, and these are the everyday shadows. Now second drawer down, we have my everyday, I want to say nude or your lips but better lip products, and they are kind of together because these are the top 2 drawers that if I want to throw a quick look together, I can get it done with just drawer number 1, drawer number 2. So again, these are like your everyday colors. I have some glosses in here as well. These little tins that you see, they were actually from I think a really large like tea set that my dad had gotten. So I had taken all of like the little containers for tea, and they fit just into my drawers, which is great. I prefer to have the lipsticks names facing up like this, so it's easy to read, and most of the time they have the color corresponding with the sticker on the bottom. So again, these are like your everyday lip stuff. I have a little set from Bite, which has like a lip conditioner, my lip mask, and whatnot. So way out in the back here, I am keeping all of my kind of neutral palettes. So, you know, stuff in your brown family, and I would say anything that is fairly wearable I consider a nude. So nude or neutral smaller size palettes I will keep in here. Something like the ColourPop one, I guess it's small-ish, so as long as it's slim and doesn't take too much space, I will keep them in here. So same thing with these guys on the side. These are fairly small, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury, fairly small. So these are, again, just quick grab and go that create a everyday type of look. So I have a few palettes back in here, not too many, just the ones that I think I would use more often or that I really like or are new. In the case of Fenty, this is fairly new to me. So that is the second drawer. This is drawer number 3, which is a mishmash of things, but mostly all this up at the front you see are my brighter color lipsticks, and these are all of the lip liners that I decided to keep. I don't use lip liners that frequently, to be honest, and most of these are the ones I've kept for occasions are like the red liners or the pink liners. I have a few nude and brown liners, but again, I don't do bright lips so much on an everyday basis because I don't have time to touch up during work. So there's that. So all of these in the small tins, these are the same kind of tins, are the brighter colors or the darker colors I've kept. I do have quite a full set of the Pixie liquid lip, which I don't know. I've kept them because I really like the colors, but again, you know how I feel about liquid lipsticks, and I'll leave it at that. Way out in the back here are some of the brighter color small palettes that I have chosen to keep. For example, this gorgeous one from Shu Uemura. I actually have a lot of Shu palettes from when they had quite frequently sent PR. I mean, this could kind of be a neutral. These are just, actually this will probably be a neutral as well, but that drawer is pretty full. Stuff like just colors that I don't necessarily wear all the time. You know, ooh, that is pretty. But like, honestly, when would I wear this? You know? Stuff I want to keep, but not necessarily stuff I would wear all the time. They just all stay in here. So, that's kind of the back of this drawer right here. There's not a whole lot going on in drawer number 3. Number 4, I feel like this has got to be everybody's favorite drawer, including mine. This is the foundation drawer, and just like the way it looks, I did decide to keep quite a few foundations still. You know, for various reasons. It is one of my favorite types of makeup products. So what I have done is kind of gone through all of them just to make sure the ones that where the color is really off, I've, you know, gotten rid of that. Where the consistency has gone off, I've gotten rid of that. Otherwise, all of these are fresh and good to go. I recently picked this one up on one of my trips down to the States. So I haven't used it yet, so this is still very fresh. I think it's an Ulta exclusive. I got it at the CCO. Just my regular stuff, a good mix of glowy products and some more matte products. Yeah, a whole bunch of base and foundations. I do have one compact here. I used to have quite a few, but loads of them, just the compact just needs to be replaced. So I've gotten rid of those old dingy ones, and this is the only fresh one I have open. In the back here, I have my primers and some sunscreen, you know, primer, sunscreen, stuff like that. I have some base, right? So again, all these are just, oh, I have a Suwasu. Oh, almost forgot about this. I didn't bring this up to the front. Yeah, so this drawer is actually pretty full the way it looks, but it used to be fuller. How about that? Down in here, I just have concealer. I am really digging this RMS concealer, but I need to get a new one because it's almost impossible to use up this whole pot. And because this is a more natural brand, I worry that the ingredients in here will go off much quicker because I'm assuming it has less preservatives. So I'm gonna get a new one of this. And then I have just one of my favorite powder foundations that I have stocked up on. Really nice stuff. Okay, that is the foundation drawer. This is drawer number 5, which is a combination of loose powder products and then some highlighters that I have kept. I have a separate blush drawer, which is the one after this. Not a whole lot has changed in this drawer per se. Most of the stuff I have decided to keep. I have a few bronzers. I don't use bronzers very often, if at all. You guys know that. But just the larger jars and tins, I've decided for it to all go together in this drawer. And not a whole lot to say. I feel like, is this a blush or a powder? I think pressed powders, yeah, that's a powder. I think pressed powders also decided to put them in here as well. So all of that stuff. Drawer number 5. Drawer number 6 is kind of fun. This is where I keep all of my blushes that I have decided to keep. A lot of these are Physicians Formula. I do really love these. Do you remember these? I've been using them since forever and they just never seem to really go away. I have a lot of, yeah, Physicians Formula blushers and stuff like that. They're just kind of in really chunky packaging, that's what I find. So I have this divider, which is from IKEA. I think it probably belongs in the clothing section or in the kitchenware section. I just use it to separate my blushers. On the side, you'll notice tons of like packages and stuff like that. These are samples, mostly from Sephora. And I've decided just to keep them here because I have this little extra space. I really haven't been able to find any good organizers that doesn't have this extra spot. So I try to use up this space whenever that I can. So most of my blush things are in here. Actually, let me rephrase. All of my blush things are in here. I have some stuff from Pixie, just, you know, bits and bobs. But the back of these two drawers are empty. So really, I would probably say a quarter in the back of this drawer doesn't have anything in it. Alright, almost there guys. This is drawer number 6. Now this one, the next couple, and then the one before, the one with blush, these are the slightly deeper drawers. So because I don't have as many palettes to go in here, this is kind of a mix of various things. So I have, of course, the larger palettes that I've decided to keep, my Z palette, just things that are a little bigger, and I didn't necessarily organize them in any particular way. They're just all kind of in here. If I want a big palette, I'll come and grab this. I think actually this is just an empty container. In the back, I've kept some lashes. There are just like some miscellaneous things in here that just needed a place to go, and I don't need a whole drawer for them, so they're just kind of sharing a drawer with the larger palette. So again, quite a miscellaneous drawer, just of some more eyeshadows. Now we might call this an even more random drawer because it is a drawer that shares a lot of different functions. Again, this is one where I don't really have an organizer in here. Maybe I should have one, but it's just a much deeper compartment and I need space for all the other stuff, so I kind of smush them all together. So as you can tell, there are a couple of face masks I've been trying to use up. I've got those in here. Actually, I would say this drawer, if anything, has a lot of face masks. So here's one from Vichy. Here's another one from Kiehl's I've decided to keep. I do keep some of my skincare in the bathroom just because of necessity, and I don't have another great space to keep it. But because the fan in my bathroom is pretty good, I figure it's safe and they're in a cabinet and stuff like that. So this is mostly my face mask. I also have really random things. Like this is a silver polishing cloth. I just don't really have another great place to put it. And since this drawer is pretty empty, I just stuck it in here. So again, call this my miscellaneous drawer, if you will. I do have my larger brush roll that has my bigger brushes. These sometimes I will swap out with the ones on top of the makeup tower, but only when I need them. The ones on the makeup tower are usually the ones I need. This smaller brush roll I use mostly for eye brushes, you know, stuff like that. Again, miscellaneous drawer, but not very full at all, can still fit lots of stuff. If you have a good idea on how to organize actually these last couple of drawers, I love to hear that. We made it to the last drawer, and this is again quite empty. Most of these are just empty storage boxes for products that for some reason I wanted to keep the packaging, either because of info or in case of this I have another refill in here from Laneige. So stuff like that. Yeah, this can probably go. Like certain little containers, you know, nude sticks always comes in a little container like this. I might use it for something useful, right? So I've kept those. Now this drawer is mostly my fragrances, and I haven't super duper pared down my fragrances, but I only keep the top, you know, 3 that I'm cycling through out, and then everything else just stays down here, and they stay pretty safe. I mean, I don't open this drawer very often, and there's still tons of space in here. I could probably fit some other stuff in here as well. I just haven't decided what they will be. I do try to corral them in just a little cardboard box that I got from, you know, buying something, and they stay pretty tight and safe in here. And that is the last of my Alex drawers. Alright, that was the grand tour of all of the makeup that I currently have. Now I will say, tiny little asterisk here, that I do have like just very few, like a couple of unopened like backup products and stuff like that that I've kept in a small plastic container, but it's so little that I didn't account for it in the in my makeup tower and my decluttering, because I knew those were the things I wanted to keep anyways. But for the most part, I feel really good about my space and my relationship with my makeup products at the moment, and I love to hear what you thought was the most like, in your opinion, what is the most unexpected thing that I either tossed or I either kept? I'd love to know, like, if you're a diehard beauty person or you've been watching me for a while and you kind of know my taste, I'd love to know kind of what you thought about what I've kept and what I've tossed. Anyways, like I said, if you watched this video without watching the previous one, go watch the previous one. I am really excited to get on with the next section of my decluttering process. I've already started it, and it's going to be all of my clothes. So I kind of went in and did the hard one first because I knew beauty products were going to be hard, especially with me blogging for so long. But now that I feel good about that, I feel like I've got a bit of momentum going. So the next episode is going to be decluttering all of my wearables. If you have any thoughts or questions or comments or words of motivation, I love to hear that down in the comments below. And until next time, take wonderful care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye, everybody.